Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six Siege.
Siege.
Yeah.
What's that?
The franchise is back, and this time it's all about sieging.
All right.
So
So it's a medieval era.
Exactly. Rainbow Six Siege. It's in closed beta right now. There was I guess, an open closed beta. Keys were sent out to quite a few people, and so we got a chance to play it. It was supposed to be a weekend. It was extended once. There are lots of networking problems and people having difficulty playing, so it was extended again. So it was almost a full week and a half. It's great. I really, really like it. You know, we're in the era of the modern shooter being incredibly fast paced. Your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, you spawn, and if you don't get moving, you're dead within seconds. This is kind of a callback to the old school, slow paced, tactical Rainbow Six games that you might have been playing in the late 90s.
The Rainbow Six games are all about planning.
Exactly.
So I see here you got a preparation phase.
Exactly. So it's attack defend is the kind of like main point of the game. Within attack defend, there's different like capture the bomb or defuse the bomb kind of thing. But that's kind of the basis. Is one team is always attacking, one team is always defending. So the game starts. At the start of every game, there's like a 30-minute preparation phase. So the attackers... 30 seconds. Excuse me, not 30 minutes. The attackers can send in these drones and try and locate where the bomb is placed. And the defenders can put up... they can reinforce walls. They can put like these barricades up. They can set mines. They can do all sorts of things to try and prepare for the assault. And once the action phase, once it begins, it's tense.
Yeah, I see 4 minute rounds. That's just thinking about Counter-Strike. I think it's about twice the length compared to a normal Counter-Strike match. So I guess they expect you to take your time, huh?
They do, but even then, it never seems like it goes the full 4 minutes. Because once the bullets start flying, it's like, bam, dead, bam, dead, bam, dead. It's just such a deadly game that it just takes one shot, and that's it. And sometimes you won't even realize what happened, and your guy slumps over dead. This is some explosions going on. So this is the really neat part is when you're attacking, there's all different ways to get into the building. You can set breach charges. You can just bash your way through. Each building has these kinds of things. I see you're setting a charge right now to blow open that floor and drop beneath. This game is fully destructible. You can shoot through walls. You can shoot through floors. You can throw grenades through floors. Things will blow up. You know, one of the best tactics is to like find a closet and smack a little hole in the closet, so when people in the room on the other side walk by, you can shoot them through your little hole. It's
I mean,
a
that
game.
adds a whole new dynamic. To
Exactly.
this type of game.
It's a game about ambushing. It's really important to be the guy who's flanking or the guy who's behind them when they don't realize. It's a different kind of game that we're not used to from modern shooters. And then here you're playing a guy with a shield, a ballistic shield. That's really interesting. There's a couple different guys that can use that. Whoa, see, it's the that's it. Bam, 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 dead.
Yeah, it's real.
That's
quick.
it. You like the shooting started 10 seconds ago, and the round is over already. It's just it's really fast paced. So let's talk a little bit about the characters you're playing. And you'll see here as you begin, you're going to choose new characters. They're called operators. There's no terrorist in this game. I was a little surprised. You know, this kind of, you usually have the CTs versus the Ts, but in this
everybody's a Rainbow Six member.
Exactly, essentially.
Maybe it's just like they're like playoffs or inter squad competition.
You know, I read that Tom Clancy never wanted players to be a terrorist in these kinds of games. That was kind of his vision.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I think they're kind of sticking to that, where even though you're defending what looks like some sort of chemical weapon, you're still, FBI SWAT or GIGN or SAS. You're all operators. So the way it works is you have to unlock each character. At least this is how beta. Now, keep in mind, this is all closed beta, so who knows if it's going to be different when the game goes.
Everything's subject to change.
Exactly. The way it works is you gain the in-game currency called renown by playing matches, by winning matches, what have you. And with that renown, you unlock new characters. And each character has, in addition to their own specific loadout that you can switch between different main hand weapons and what have you, they have a special ability. Now, right now, you're playing Rook. And what he does is he can drop down armor plates for everyone to put on. And that, in a game that's as deadly as this, that can really mean something. That can
little
be
extra survivability.
exactly. That's the difference between living or dying. Oh, this is great with your reinforcing us. So cool. But anyway, each side has different characters too. So you'll be unlocking defender-specific people, and that's kind of where it gets a little frustrating because defender weapons are much weaker than attacker weapons. And I guess I understand from the balance perspective, it's not quite fair maybe if you have great guns and you just have to sit behind one of these little walls that you're setting up. But it can definitely be frustrating to shoot someone several times and for them to not be dead, I guess is a good way to put it.
In a game so lethal, having a less lethal weapon is I guess a big downside.
Exactly. It's a huge disadvantage. Now, this is another really neat feature, is that while the attackers have those little drones, the defenders have access to cameras set up around the map. And you'll recall if earlier in the video you were shooting out the cameras so they couldn't see you. But by doing that, you can look around and scan for your opponents, and they'll actually pop up on the map, which will give a huge advantage to your teammates. Oh, okay, there's a guy. He's the red, marker or whatever.
Yeah, it's really great to just see everybody together at one position, holding it off. And it seems like it's a lot of just on the defense, just waiting and very tense.
That's the word I would use to really describe this game, is tense. You're just waiting for it to go down, you're waiting for it to go down, then bam, bullets are flying, people are screaming, people are hiding, people are down, you're trying to get them up. That's a thing that happens if someone, they're shot to a certain part. They'll go down and you can pick them up. It only takes one more shot or any damage to finish them off, but you can grab them. I'm surprised, this is something I was very surprised that they can't pull out a pistol and shoot while they're down. When they're down, they're completely out. Here, you're fighting these shield guys. Now, this is another issue the community's been having, is these shields are very powerful in that they are 100% bulletproof if you're shot at straight on. I might take that back. Maybe some of the heavier weapons can penetrate?
They seem to block most of fire. Occasionally stuff might get through, but it's... I don't think there's a direct weapon that straight up penetrates it.
Yeah. They might make some change. I checked the forums,
yeah,
checked the boards.
At the moment, in my experience, I've found that most games have 2 to 3 shield holding members, which only the attackers can use.
Yeah. Which makes sense. You can just set up a Roman phalanx around the bomb there for your defenders with the shields. It's great. Here, there's the crew.
But,
here's the lineup.
maybe the shields, that really stresses flanking, using the attack through the wall.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So we'll see if that gets changed. But for the most part, I am super pumped about this. There's been tons of issues with networking, and I don't know how much I can attribute that to Uplay, which is not the best of the services for purchasing games. I don't know what can be attributed to just the stress of testing. I don't know. We can't really ding it on that. This is a beta, but it's just been frustrating for us at least, and it's not great. It's not a great way to sell your product.
They've been extending it, so that's a time to test it. So. How can you say about the character interactions? Do you find that there's a certain team you should always try to bring with all the different operators?
I think they're pretty balanced for the most part. There's some that are kind of essential. Now, this one gentleman that you're playing right now, Thermite, and I see what you did there. When the enemy reinforces the wall, and you see it's reinforced by these little
bolts.
Yeah, these little bolts in the wall. He can penetrate. You see someone tried to break through there, but it's reinforced. He can't do that. So instead, by using Thermite, you can get through. But it's such a dynamic game. No match is ever the same. It's never static. You don't have to go through this way with this guy. If you're missing someone, that doesn't mean, there's no way we can win. There's so many opportunities to flank and break in through different ways that I think, for the most part, the characters are pretty all-around useful. There's a few that I don't really like, but that's mostly personal preference. I'm also happy to see that there's like girl members. I just think that's
Yeah.
good. That's modern.
Rainbow Six has always had girls.
That's true. You're right. You're absolutely right. So it's good to see that they kept that in the franchise. So yeah, just I'm excited to see where this goes. There's a co-op mode as well called Terrorist Hunt, which is just a team of people fighting AI. But for the most part, it's all about this attack defend mode, and it is something else. Let me tell you. Check it out.